The easiest way to elevate your video content is with engaging edits. So if you've ever wondered how to create videos like this and this, I'm gonna break it down for you in Editing 101. Editing is simply a skill set. Once you know these 10 essential editing hacks that I'm gonna be sharing, you can literally use them in any editing tool or for any type of video content, whether it's for short or long form. Before diving into the 10 editing hacks, I wanna share a few quick tips. The first is that the tool that you edit your content in really does not matter. A tool like CapCut isn't necessarily more superior than a tool like InShot or Premiere Mobile, or even a desktop editing tool like Descript. What's most important is that you pick something that's the easiest for you with also just like an interface that you actually like. So if you prefer editing on desktop, prefer editing on mobile, maybe you like more minimal, you like more gidgy gadgets, just pick an editing tool and all of these will apply for that. Another important tip is that you don't need to do all of these edits, especially not in one video. It's really essential to pick a few of these that you want to try out and test out in your video content, but also know that more isn't better in your edits. So maybe you have a signature style of a few things you really like to include, or you like to alternate between all the things that I'll be sharing. And the final reminder that is so important is that good edits start with good content. You cannot rely on fancy edits to fix bad footage, bad content, or bad audio. So the first thing is actually for cooling down your footage, and that is the split feature with the trim. This is the easiest way to get out pauses, mistakes, anything you just don't want in your final round of content. And I like to do this when I first upload all of my content into my editing tool. So essentially what I'll do is I'll go through, watch all the footage and scrub through everything. And then I will essentially select split in the editing tool. And then I will either trim down that footage or literally delete the section that I've split off for itself. This is the easiest way to get clean, snappy cuts. And small things, even like pauses, just will not create a great video. Like, we want to remove all of those little things. The next one is literally essential, and it is a jump cut. I love a jump cut. I use jump cuts in all of my content because I feel like they pack a punch without making you like dizzy, which we love. And the easiest way to do that is actually with the hack that I just shared. So essentially you'll split off the section that you want to have the jump cut for, and you'll zoom it in a little bit, and you will automatically get that jump cut effect, whether it's in B-roll footage or if it's for a talking head. Then we have a slow zoom, which just adds the right amount of drama and really draws you in, even if you have just a very little amount of slow zoom. It doesn't need to be like going from like really wide to like up close and personal with your face, but it just like draws people in and creates a little bit of drama. Like I said, you can do this with your B-roll footage to make things a little more cinematic, or you can do this with talking head videos. I love to do this in the introduction or to really call out important main points. Typically with a slow zoom, it's going to be something that you apply in the editing tool that you have. So it might look a little bit different, but almost every editing tool has this feature. Then we have a slow-mo or time-lapse style footage. Time-lapse are really great for showing the passage of time and showing an entire process or moment, while slow-mo footage adds that drama and that cinematic effect. When you slow down footage even just a little bit, it makes such a big impact for it just having a little bit more of a vibe or an aesthetic to it, whether you're wanting it to be dramatic or exciting or just like more visually interesting. Typically, the easiest way to do that is to just increase or decrease the speed of your footage. So if you want things to be in slow-mo, bump it down a little bit. And if you want things to be a little bit faster, you can increase it. And of course, these are settings you can record directly into your camera, like an iPhone, for example. But I personally love to have a little bit more control over my footage. So I'd rather record the footage totally normally and then add in slow-mo or time lapse when I'm actually doing the edit. And if you've found this video helpful so far, make sure that you subscribe to stay tuned for future episodes and more content just like this. The next is a really fun trend, but I honestly feel like it's so timeless for just making your video a little bit more interesting and add adding some pattern interruption, and that's having a grid or stacked video clips. So maybe it's 4 video clips, just 2 on top of each other, or even 3. This is a really fun way to actually use your horizontal footage in a vertical setting, but also the other way around of, let's say you did a vlog and you didn't capture something horizontal that you only have vertical. You can essentially have a grid of all of those on top of each other, which is like a really smart way to use footage, but it's also just a really fun way to add that pattern disruption. So instead of people just seeing a clip and then another clip and then another clip, what if we have 2 clips that are a little bit different, a different angle, a different scene, but they kind of complement each other into adding to the story? So easy to do, but honestly, so impactful. Depending on where you're editing, this can be literally a like grid feature. Like you can even do this as like a little hack in Canva. Like you could take a frame with the grid that you're looking for and add your video clip in there and then add it into your editing tool. Or you can literally layer on the video clips that you're wanting to use and then essentially just like crop them down to how you want them to look. So you can definitely get creative on how you execute this. One edit that I just truly feel like is essential, which is why I just like couldn't leave it out of this list, and it is text on screen and closed captions. Do not sleep on the impact these can have on your content, most importantly, talking head videos. Simply how you're layering text together, where you're placing your text, and how you're using maybe text as your hook or text to call out main points can make such a big impact in your content and is really, really easy to do. Something that I like to do for my content, or something we also like to do for our clients, is actually adding variety of closed captions in one video. So you're kind of getting that same effect of that call out, but you're actually doing it with closed captions. So you don't have to manually add in that text necessarily. So maybe you have like big text at the beginning, maybe you have text in different areas, different fonts, different colors. It's a really great way to add a few things. My rule of thumb, and this honestly applies to all of the editing hacks, is less is more. So if you're adding some different text overlay and closed captions to your video, don't do any more than 3 variations, because that's when things get busy and it like really feels like you're trying to make it look good, when in fact it's actually distracting from your video. The next one is also an essential, and it is sound effects. I love a good sound effect. I feel like it just adds so much fun personality to your content, and it's important to pick sound effects that feel on brand for you. So the sound effects I personally love to use in my content are a lot of clicks. This is a new feature on Instagram where it quite literally allows your audience to share it in front of their audience. Or even camera clicking noises or film noise, content stacking, content shoots, and what I like to call human tripod. I just feel like, obviously, as someone who's talking about like video and tech and things like that, I just feel like it feels so on brand for me. And typically if I'm adding something like a screenshot example, it usually kind of goes along with the sound that you're hearing. So such an easy way to call out visuals, changes in visuals, or even to add on top of a different edit, like doing text. So maybe you want to have your text transition in with a typing effect, a favorite. Here are some tips you absolutely need to know that are going to make you look more confident on camera. Like a lot of these edits, you want to use them to call out a really important part, a really funny part, a really interesting part, or a hook. You want it to enhance the video so people are watching longer and it's really keeping them engaged, not just to make it seem fancy. Another one of my favorite effects is a green screen. I know some people really love to natively record green screens because you can see yourself in relation to the background, but I actually love adding in green screens in my editing tool, and you can do this in any editing tool, and we do it for our clients of like, just film the talking videos and we will add in the green screens afterwards. And green screens, it's like essentially like you're doing a workshop or a presentation, so showing examples of what you're saying. It's such a great way to make a talking video a little bit more interesting, and you can use it for the entire video and change your like slides, or you can use it for maybe the juiciest part of the video, or even for the beginning of the video. What's really important is that you reposition yourself as the talking element in relation to your green screen. So you don't necessarily want you to take up the entire screen. It can be nice maybe at the beginning to like show a preview and get people interested, but you want to make sure that you are secondary to the visual that they're seeing. So moving around to the corner, making a little bit smaller, but green screens are just so easy to do and I just love them. They never go out of style for me. The next one is also an essential, and it is adding in B-roll or picture-in-picture elements. This is where you're adding photos, images, and videos, whether it's literally on top of a talking video where you can still see the talking video, or if it's adding it on top in between main points to add in that pattern disruption. So either this means adding the B-roll directly on top as a new layer wherever you're editing, or you can look for a picture-in-picture icon. It's usually like pip. I used to call it pip. Maybe we can still call it pip. But essentially that's the easiest way to add in images and videos on top of your main footage. My biggest tip when adding in these different types of edits is don't just rely on what you're hearing when you're editing, but really follow the preview of the footage that you're editing. I'm always looking at the preview window when I'm editing my content, so I know exactly where I want to split things, where I want to add in jump cuts, where I want certain types of text elements or closed captions to start, or even where I want to add in a sound effect. I'm not just listening to the footage and watching a preview of it, but I'm literally watching the layers in my entire project. That might be overwhelming at first if you're just getting new with editing, but essentially it helps guide you on like all the ingredients you're putting into the cake that you're baking. This also really helps you with timing, which I feel like is such a small thing that can make a big difference with these edits. If even a very small part of your video text goes into a different section of text that it's not supposed to be in, it really can reduce the impact of the edits that you're creating. So I would love to know which of these editing hacks are you going to use in your next video. And if you want me to make a full-on video on all of the editing tools that I've tried, which ones I recommend, and kind of my honest feedback and thoughts on them, especially comparing mobile to desktop, I'm happy to do that as a follow-up video, so let me know if you'd be interested in that. Don't forget to watch the rest of the Video 101 series. We have more episodes coming. I have voiceover 101, scripting 101 was requested by you in the comments. So if you have any follow-up videos you want me to do, let me know, but definitely make sure you're watching Talking Head and B-roll 101 next.